Hey friends, how's it going? My name's Miriam, in case you weren't aware, and I'm sitting in an armchair, as you can see. And this is poetry, and I'd like to share some with you, hence the armchair poet. Now, I wanted to share two pieces with you today that are quite different, partially because I was thinking a lot lately about the concept of different emotions and holding them together, because this feels like a time of a lot of differing and contradictory emotions, and they're all in me at once. A light example would be, we've recently discovered that the lovely little white butterflies that you see everywhere are actually cabbage moths here to destroy all of our cabbages. And so I have really mixed emotions when I see them now, because I'm like, oh, butterfly, kill it! And it's all very confusing. Another example would be, I'm really devastated about COVID-19, but I'm also really enjoying time with my family, but I'm also kind of missing my normal structure, and it's all just happening at once. So that's why I wanted to share some really different and contradictory poetry, because sometimes that's what life feels like. So I hope you enjoy it. So the first one is from my book, The Common Condition, and let's pop this one down there so it doesn't fall off. It's called Glum. It's probably the only quasi breakup poem I've ever published. I've written others, but I haven't published them. But it seems to apply in a lot of different settings, hence sharing it today. And it goes like this. Hello, Glum. Welcome. Come into my soul, settle down for the night in my heart, and we will eat our meal thoughtfully and stare somberly into our deep red wines and claret, sitting in mostly silence as the firelight flickers on our faces and on the deep dark hues of the solid red gum table. Your relative Happy often stays here. Passionate, your cousin, she comes too, and we drink punch and laugh together when they do, but tonight, Glum, you are welcome, for there is a time for you too. I will not let you settle or take up permanent residence, but there is a time for everything, and now is the time for you. Often your whole family, the whole roller coaster legion of emotions, highs, lows, ebbs and flows, will bang on the door demanding to move back in, spurred on by my worried and flippant friends who think that down and out must go together. The emotions of carefree and giddy will knock, but now is your time, Glum, and that's okay with me. For emotions do not define nor fulfill me, and happiness is not the spell to complete me, and you could offer me laughter on a platter, like those little Vietnamese sticky rice sweets all wrapped up in banana leaves, and I would not take it. For tonight, Glum is my dinner guest. It is his time to sit with me, to touch me, and discuss soberly with me the hurts of my heart. And those hurts don't need to leave immediately. They have a right to stay for a little while, too. So welcome, Glum. Tonight, and for a little while, you are my guest. Please, make yourself at home. And when the time comes for you to leave, I'll wave goodbye thoughtfully and be thankful for the time that we shared. Then change the guest sheets for whichever emotion visits next. Still, I will seek to always remember, though I often have guests, that I own this house. This is my home, and mine alone. But I will enjoy playing hostess to them, and be thankful for their input. So for now, Glum, welcome. I'm glad to see you. That's the end of Glum, from The Common Condition. Now this next piece is from The Weight of Hope, which is my second book, and it's quite a different tone. You may have heard it before. I've shared it a few times. It's called the Mongolian Dunny poem, and it goes like this. The sky was a bright buttercup blue, and the sun was tinny but strong, and my comfort zone had long disappeared over the distant horizon. We were staying in a nomad's ger that night, round, felty, and smelling of sheep. An outhouse was built near the camp, rickety slats over a hole 10 feet deep. Soon I decided to brave this construction. Nature's call was too strong to ignore, so I commandeered the wet wipes and mustered my courage to the fore. I propped the rickety door shut and refrained from using my nose, testing my weight on the creaking floorboards and readjusting my clothes. Blowflies swirled beneath me. I tried not to heed the noise, attempting to complete this delicate act with some semblance of poise. I had almost completed my task. At last, I shifted stance so the flies wouldn't land, when I felt with horror my sunnies slip from their place. I flung out a frantic hand, but my desperate grab did more harm than good. It knocked the sunnies straight down the loo. Just my luck, of course, I thought as I watched them drop in to the poo. 10 feet of darkness and swirling flies between me and my beautiful sunnies. I'd paid lots for them just yesterday, only to drop them into the dunny. So, dirt in my loins in every sense, I prepared to explain to the fam. I've braved the loo and I'm just fine, but my sunnies are in a bit of a jam. They laughed and I laughed with them. I mean, what else could I do? But then I interrupted with the punchline. Can we get them out of the poo? Our tour guide sighed and gave me a look, then went out to consult with our hosts. Of all the strange things she's had to do, this request was worse than most. She returned shortly with good news. Our host would face the fire. A little while later, I saw him limp by, dragging a long length of wire. 60 years old, but looking 40, bare-chested and with a cheeky grin, he left his regular nomad's task to fish about in a 10-foot poo bin. After a while, he came back inside and asked whom the sunnies were owned by. I tried to disappear straight into the ground, like the sunnies, but I had to look him instead straight in the eye. Now, he said something in Mongolian, but I didn't understand the line, so he laughed a little chortle and turned his hand to mime. This patriarch of the family, old, strong, wise, and adroit, squatted and made a fake farting noise to illustrate his point. Our tour guide explained his charade. He asked if you still want them. They're covered in cat. I sighed. Perhaps I was being too stubborn, but I still really wanted them back. All right, I was told, they've been retrieved. You can wipe off the flies and the poo. So hundreds of wet wipes and disinfectant later. They looked okay and smelled all right too. Swallowing my pride, I put them on, tried not to think about their journey. But I never again took my sunnies when I had to use the dunny. And that's the end of that. So I hope you are doing okay in whatever complementary or contradictory emotions you are feeling. Remember that they are not who you are, that who you are is fully seen, fully known, and fully loved. I'll chat to you next time. Bye.